Junko waited in his car in front of Ryan's mansion after the event, hand holding the steering wheel so tight his knuckles turned white. The two brothers had never once talked back to their parents' orders or decision. Even if Junko was never considered a part of the family, he could never step out of the matrix, nor he had any plans to, as long as he was alone. But now he had a responsibility of a lady and he would never let a finger lay on her. He heard a knock against the window of his car and his grip loosened against the wheel. Eyes shifting towards the window, she had now changed into a casual outfit, a blouse tucked in her skirt and hair tied behind her head with a white bow. She got in the car and reflected her cheeky smile towards Jungkook, to which he smiled back, all of his darkness disappearing into a cage as he held her hand. Ryan, did I make you wait a lot? She blushed as his rough, huge hand held her soft one. Jungkook, not at all. Ryan, order some snacks. We will get them till we reach your penthouse. You promised me a movie 3 years ago, and we still haven't watched it. She glared and he chuckled, doing exactly as she asked him to do. Change of plans, sunshine. I'm going to make you mine in every way tonight, so no one dares to take you away from me anymore. The two reached Jungkook's penthouse. That's where they used to meet before too, away from the dramas of their family, where there was no one to disturb them. They would have fun, watch movies, she would rest her head on his lap and read books, cook together, even play in the garden together with water and mud. She knew how to make him do things that were once childish to him, but that all stopped when he had to leave abroad. One settled on the little setting she made Jungkook do on the ground, the soft cushions and pillows everywhere along with soft shades that covered them, the fairy lights that randomly hung around the walls, earning a chuckle from her. It was always his first time doing such things, and it was always for her. Jungkook exhaled and took a seat beside her. Jungkook, where is my food, lady? Wine. Oop, I forgot. She grinned. Jungkook looked at her with weird expression, earning a laugh. She had one job, to set the food while he said all other things. He got up again and brought the food, placing it in front of them, and now finally, after 15 minutes of setting this movie, started playing. It was mostly Jungkook's eyes staring at Wine and her being lost in the movie, commenting on the character along as she sometimes yelled in anger. Jungkook really wondered where did he find such a lady for himself, completely opposite to his own personality. But like an addict, he couldn't live without this drug. He suddenly wrapped his arm around her body and pulled her against his chest. Wine's smile dropped, turning into shock. She couldn't move for a whole good moment, as her heartbeat picked up a pace. Jungkook casually caressed her arm, completely taking her in his embrace, as her back stayed stuck to his chest. Jungkook, I have something to return to you, he said, taking the pendant out of his pocket. Jungkook, you gave it to me when I was leaving. You said I must come back and return it to you. He slid her hair to her front and wrapped the necklace round her neck. Jungkook, it took me a long time to return it. She held her pendant in her fist and closed her eyes for a moment. How long had she waited to be with him again? A kiss on the nape of her neck almost drew her breath away. His arms wrapped round her waist again. She felt the tension. She wanted him. Jungkook, I waited for this night a lot, Mayan. He finally turned her towards him. She gulped, putting hands on his chest as she nervously shook her head, trying to escape. Mayan, are you going to confess? My burgers feel lonely. He pulled her against him again, hands going on both sides of her as he leaned forward. She was half sitting, half laying till he kept moving forward, and she laid completely over the soft cushions. Jungkook held her hand, intertwining fingers with hers as he moved it above her head. Jungkook, I love you. That was so deep, yet so alluring. Like a symphony she wanted to play on loop till her last breath was taken away from her. Wine. Say it again, she demanded, and he leaned closer till their faces were inches apart. Jungkook, I love you, Wine. You're the only girl I have loved and desired. I want to make you mine. I want you to be mine. She held his shirt with one hand. Their hearts played a rhythm of their own. Jungkook, be mine. Mine. Yes. She breathed out, and Jungkook kissed her without wasting a breath. He kissed her like he was thirsty for years, finally getting his reward. There was no distance between them. She wrapped her arms around his neck as Jungkook's hand slid over her body. Wine, I love you too. She said in between the kiss, and he growled, shifting positions. Now she laid on top of her, his hands touching every part of her body, bringing her to the edge of her desires. And she knew they were not stopping there. Wine, you didn't let me finish the movie, she said lazily as she laid in his arms now. Jungkook, say you didn't enjoy it? He smirked and her cheeks turned red. Her body was sore, but she enjoyed every bit of it. She hid her face in his chest. Wine, can you stay with me tomorrow? Jungkook, I have to attend a meeting. Wine, you just came back. Jungkook, mom orders. I will get done with it and come back to you. He pecked her lips and she got quiet for a moment. Wine, I never asked you this. I was always hesitant. But why do your parents not treat you like Junghyun? Jungkook, because Junghyun is their only son. I was adopted. She was sure no one in the underground world knew about this truth. The two brothers were considered the children of the Jones clan, and that's what made them powerful. Getting the news that was one was adopted surely would weaken them for a while. Jungkook, they adopted me when they had no kids. Doctor said she won't be able to have one. But then they had Junghyun, their own blood. I was not needed anymore, but they couldn't dump me either, having announced me as their own son, who was going to take over the business. Wine, they're unfair towards you. I never saw you once talking back to them. Jungkook, that throws everything on Junghyun's shoulders. I could separate myself from them, but then my little brother would end up their target. He doesn't deserve that. Wine, you don't deserve that either. Jungkook, I'm fine, and if they didn't take me in, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be able to have you, even if by luck you would fall for an ordinary man. I would never be able to get your father agreed to marry me. That was Jungkook only towards his wife, because since when he cared about permissions and formalities. If he wanted anything, he would get it, by hook or by crook. But he wouldn't ever snatch her away from her parents without her permission. He cared about her feelings and emotions. He never had a family, but she did. Ryan, I will love you so much, so this all will be worth it for you. She couldn't respect him more. She kissed his jaw and his cheeks and then his lips. Jungkook's phone vibrated. He picked it up behind Ryan's back and looked at the caller ID. It was Junghyun. So, the drama had started already? To be continued.